Hi. So, I know it's almost 1 in the morning, and I should be asleep, and all of you are right now, unless you're an insomniac. Um, I've been staring at this sketch I've done on canvas for a couple of days now, wanting desperately to put some paint on it, and I didn't tonight because I kept thinking that it was too late to paint and that I would look crazy painting in the middle of the night, but I realized that many of you all think I'm crazy anyway. So I'm gonna paint, and there is no problem with that. I'm gonna put a little green. What I'm doing here is, this is a portrait of my son's beautiful girlfriend Carla, and she loves koi fish. So she is in a pond, and her face is just cresting the water, and there are koi fish swimming around her head. And I realize you can't see all that yet, but you will as it becomes a painting. So, wish me luck. Here we go. Here comes Carla in the koi. I'm going to start with a lily pad up in the corner, because you got to start somewhere. So, things have been basically crazy around here. I injured my back while I was in California on the 27th, and it's still, oh, I should put my, you probably can't even hear me. Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me make sure this is plugged in. Is that plugged in? Can you all hear me now? Okay. I'm sorry. I was talking softly because it's late at night, and I forgot that I needed the mic right up here so you could hear me. So, anyway, yes, I don't know if you heard me, but I was saying I know it's almost 1 in the morning, and I look crazy painting at this hour, but, you know, I'm pretty well known to be crazy anyway, so I've done a few crazy things. Let's just add this to it, and I will deal with it in the morning. Just getting the brush strokes right for this lily pad. Alright, that's the first base green. I need a lighter green than this, though. Mix up some colors. I've got emerald green, and I have a teensy bit of brilliant yellow green left. I'm sure I can get something out of this. I don't know if there's enough, but if I have to get out plain yellow to lighten it, I can do that. There's nothing in here. Yellow it is. So anyway, I've been recovering from pulling my back out, and trying to run the show here without Bart. He is on a long trip to Japan, and I have been lonesome for him. I miss adult company in the evenings when the kids are in bed, and it's when Bart and I would sit and talk down here in my workshop. And so instead, I'm in here now talking to you. Let's see. This lily pad did not come out any lighter really than the other one. Well, maybe a little. It's not as light as I wanted it to be. So I definitely need more yellow. Maybe a brighter yellow. This is, I'll just use all the rest of this yellow. I'm nearing the end of a paint set. There. So, I'm opening new tubes as I need. There we go. That's a nice light green I'm making, with some yellow in it. I'm going to try to lighten this up a little bit. Oh, my big dog is scratching at the door because they stay down here with me until I go to bed, and they may complain about it because it's pretty late. But I'm the boss, not them. They can go to sleep whenever they want. More lily pads. I'll add some darker colors for dimension to them in a little bit. Don't you worry, they won't be boring. They'll be very exciting lily pads. But I'm excited. I haven't done a portrait in a while, and I'm grateful that she's letting me do this live, because a lot of people wouldn't like that. Anyone seeing their picture in a half-done state, I guess that's a whole lot of vanity, but some people worry about stuff like that. She's cool enough that she doesn't worry about stuff like that, though, because that's silly. Oh, I gotta let the dog in. Hold on a sec. I wonder if you can see any variation at all in the color. It's kind of dark down here. I'm going to turn some lights on. I'm so sorry. I'll turn on some more lights and I'll let the dog in. I'll be right back. Thank you for your patience. I'm back. All right. Lily pads. This one's got a koi fish passing halfway over it. So, my back went out and Bart's in Japan. And to my knowledge, the kids are all basically happy. Not that my back's out and that Bart's in Japan. Just generally, happy. Happy kids. I hope. Sometimes you can't necessarily tell with the older ones. This needs more dark paint. Yes. I'm so happy and relieved to finally be getting some paint on this canvas. It's just a thing. I hate to see it sitting there on my easel and not getting worked on. Especially when I have a vision in mind. Carla's going to be a joy to paint. She is beautiful and has, cartoon character, beautiful, big eyes and a perfect mouth and very even features. So she's going to be almost unreal in her perfection. Whereas I am a complete Picasso. It's alright. Let the young people be beautiful. That's not my job anymore. I will paint them. Do we need any more lily pads? I do not think so. I've got a lot of green paint though. I think I have enough of them. Let me get some dark green. Maybe put some lids back on my paint before I lose them. I hate when I lose a lid to paint. And I gotta make some weird one out of gummy eraser. It's just crazy. Okay, I'm using some deep green permanent. I might need to wait till this dries, but and you may not even be able to see the color variation as I'm doing it. like it. Oh, I don't have anyone here to change my water for me. I guess I don't need it changed just yet. Alright, what should we paint next? I've got lily pads. Shall we paint some koi and maybe do Carla last? I think I could do that. This koi fish is cool. His head is popping up out of the water, and I'm going to have like the water ripples coming around him from where he popped up. Maybe he wants to just pop up and give her a little kiss on the cheek, right? So, but I got all this green paint and I'm done with the green. That's what happens. I always mix up too much. Look at this. What's that? So cheap. I hate wasting anything. Okay. But we're done with the green. And on to the orange. Naphthol Crimson looks pretty orange to me, if you ask. So I'm going to use some of that on this fish. And the fish are almost like a red-orange, I think. They're going to be really vibrant. So here comes this fish. He's orange right here. He's orange and white. Come up around his eye. Well, this brush is terrible. Maybe it just needs more paint on it. Yeah, so sometimes I like to some paintings have more of a plan than others, and I have to have a sketch to start out with. So especially if there's a portrait involved. Just so I can make sure I have everything balanced and where I want it before I start with the paint, because I do a lot of paint on the complexion, and I just didn't want to have any paint wasted on the get it wrong phase. That's what pencil's for. You know, if ponds weren't so much work, I'd want one in my backyard. But I don't want a pond unless I have a pond guy who's going to come out and, make sure everyone stays alive. All my fishes. And I don't know. I mean, I keep my dogs alive. I keep my kids alive. That's a lot. I keep myself alive. That is a huge one. I don't know. I mean, keeping fish alive too might be just too darn much. Too much to ask. Okay, he's white there. And I like to put white down on the canvas, though. I read an article today about painting and that you should never use direct white. I'm like, well, golly, what if something's freaking white? But I'm going to be creative and figure out a way to do it the way the experienced artists tell me, without white. I mean, it's going to have white, but it's going to have some color in it too, I guess. But I might end up mixing color a little on the palette, right on the, canvas. What time is it? It is 1:08. I'm starting to get punchy, guys. Maybe I should paint should I paint one fish or should I paint all the dark orange? See, all my fish aren't going to be the same dark orange. They're going to be, they're going to be different shades of orange, but, because, fish aren't identical to each other. I think instead of laying the paint on real thick at first stroke, I'm going to do it thin, and then I'm going to layer it, and they'll have more depth. What do you think about that? Does that sound like legit, or does that sound like I don't know what I'm talking about? I think it sounds legit. Just a little fin there. So it's okay that I'm doing them all in the same base orange. Just like with the green. They're going to end up different. This is just a thin coat of paint. So I know where I am and what I'm doing. Just have a little orange spot right here. Yeah. This has to be not so smooth. It needs to be kind of broken and, like it's not a perfect line painted by a painter. It's variation in fish color. So I gotta mess up that line a little bit. There. Try to make the fish body round with my brush strokes. Layers. Can't say layers without thinking about Shrek. Ogres have layers. Onions have layers. How about trifle? Nobody says they don't like no trifle. This one's going to have an interesting orange pattern on it. And one orange tail fin stripe. Right? And another little zag around here. And a stripe this way. Try not to make it too perfect. I think its tail is all gonna be orange. This fish is all orange, different shades of orange, okay? And because sometimes the koi fish are just orange and they don't have, you know, the white spots and all of that. He's gonna have black spots. I'm gonna lighten this orange up with some more yellow. Maybe we'll get like a golden yellow. This one's called cadmium orange hue, so I guess it's orange. Oh, it is orange. I'm gonna put a little of this on my plastic palette. I should be using my Stay Wet palette, but I didn't prepare. You have to soak the paper in like water for a long time, or put it in the microwave, which is what I usually do because I don't ever want to wait for anything. So there's my roll of paper towels. Awesome painting tool. Paper towels. They can add paint, they can remove paint, and they can clean your brush. And so much more. So much more. Teensy bit of white to this orange and see what happens. If it makes it too peachy, I won't use it. We're not peachy fish. It's a little light and a little peachy. I'll mix it in right here on the palette and bring it around. This one's going to be another one where the layers will give it depth. Now I gotta wait for the layers to dry, or this isn't gonna work. Putting the lighter color on the darker color. is not my favorite orange. Not at all. But mixed, it's kind of nice. Alright, I got orange, I got green. I need to come up with something for the white. I think the color I want to add to the white to make it not white all the way is going to be raw sienna. Just a little tiny bit. Just put some on my brush and then put it in the white and see what happens. There we go. That looks pretty cool. So white and raw sienna. Put a little orange in there. Oh, not too much orange or it's going to get pink. Damn it. I need to add more raw sienna. That's too much. Oh, this is how I make too much paint. Now I have a beautiful flesh tone. Maybe I should start her face. She's so white though. Let's put a little bit of this down. This is more white on her. She's got shadows. Break down her face into lights and shadows and, you know. So a little bit of arm that's sticking out. Okay. This looks weird. I'm looking at what you see instead of what I see, and it looks pretty weird. But I hope you have enough faith in me now that you'll know that eventually I'll be finished with something that is kind of cool looking. That's the plan. Okay. Now I gotta make this white whiter. Because I was trying to make white, remember? White that wasn't white. And it became a flesh tone. So I need to add some white to it. So I can do the white parts. Okay. Like this part of the fish right here. It's not exactly pure white. More white. For my not white. Okay, I totally painted the white part on this fish and you can't see it because it's, you know, really light. But when I paint the background, you will see it. So it was much cooler today. It was in the 70s. And the other day we had like record highs. It was 100 degrees. And then a couple days later it went down to 80 something. And then now it's 70 something. I hope tomorrow is warmer. I'd like to see it in like the 80s. Mid 80s. That's perfect for me. And then maybe I can take the kids to the pool or something. We'll see. This is white that's not white. My back's starting to hurt. It's starting to say it's time to be laying down. White that's not white for this part of the fish. There's going to be an eye there. A little fin there. Is that too flesh toned? I don't think so. Dimension. That's what we're going for. Alright. Now, I think, because it is... Alright, I'm going to paint till 1:30. It's 1:23. So I have a few more minutes that I can do this. I'm going to do a little more face. Blend some of this dark down a little bit because she is very fair. I need to get a reference photo up of her so I can do better on this. We're going to get a general, very thin coat of paint going here so you guys can see what I have going on a little. Gotta blend those shadows in. So there's no line really. Okay, now we know where her face is. But I'm going to stop. I want a little lightness to this. The more of her that's out of the water and closer is lighter. If it's closer to us, it's going to be lighter. If it's further away, it's going to be darker. I don't like the darkness of that because it's just not right. Okay. Boy, that looks terrible. Hard thing to say, right? But I look at the screen and I'm trying to see what you guys see, and I'm not. That really helps me. Because sometimes you just get zoomed in on something and you don't realize that from far away it looks like a hot mess. And then you have like impressionism, which is the opposite, right? You know, it's a far away, it just gets blurry and distorted and softer. What the heck is that? Just a little thing. She has like this gorgeous smooth skin, so I'm gonna even this skin tone out after I get the lights and shadows in. Carla resembles Snow White a little bit, but I'm not supposed to put white directly on the canvas. So okay, guys, it's 2:37. I painted a little too long. 2:37. Holy no, crap! It's only 1:37. Thank goodness. I'm gonna stop now and go to bed, and I will come back to you tomorrow, I hope, because I'm excited now and I want to keep going. So I hope you have a great night or day, whenever it is when you're watching this, probably in the light of day when normal people are doing things. And I hope you have a great day tomorrow. So I'm off to bed. Good night, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Where am I? I usually get Bart to cut it for me so I can be smiling at you at the end. So I'm going to smile. Watch. That's the end. alive? Ah, I thought I hung up on you guys. Holy cow. I'm glad I didn't say anything weird. End stream. Still recording. Yes, I want to exit. Good night.